and welcome to Angling For You. Today you join us on a little bit of a different scenario, as we always do. It's the end of the year, Matt, and it's been nuts on it.
Yeah, we've had plenty of sessions, got plenty in. Certainly with lockdown earlier in the year, it gave a bit more of an opportunity for you anyway to get out a little bit more often than normal and make the most of it. I think in terms of video content this year, it's probably been
Mad.
Yeah, a lot heavier than what it would have normally been.
I think we've done about 100 and by the end of this year we'll be about 110, 115 videos, which is mad, isn't it? It's mad, really. Yeah. And that, I mean, part of that with that lockdown series for people to get through lockdown effectively, the first part of it anyway, before we could go fishing. But we've had some really good highlights, which we're going to show you in a second. For me, it's just been out with Matt, some of the explorations that we've done down the rivers. We've had some great I've had some great barbel days. First river pike this year, and obviously I've topped that last week with a sort of 12.5 pounder on the lure. That first big lure fish and big river pike. So that were a big bonus for me, and also had some clonking perch this year.
Some
real good perch this year again. And again, my first big river perch as well. So that they're two sort of standouts, along with the great commercial sessions that we've had this year, and some hefty carp, which we've definitely had. It seems a distant memory now, that, isn't it?
I know, yeah.
I've caught that many F1s this year, I think.
Yeah. Well, for me, kind of, soon as the rivers opened, a lot of my commercial fishing was kind of put on a back burner. In fact, I think I've only done maybe 2 or 3 sessions on the commercials after that. Probably the members' days. Yeah. Is the only times I've done it. For me, it's been a really varied year. I've probably not fished as many different venues and different types of waters this year as I have done in any other season. Spent a lot of time kind of researching new places to go. I've had lots of tips and advice from people, telling me their local areas, their favourite spots, etc. And some of that advice has been great, and I've gone and I've caught other bits of advice. I've followed people and I've tried to fish at certain venues, and I've blanked. I've probably had more blanks this season than any before, but that's primarily because I have been trying new waters. I tried really hard to catch barbel on the River Aire, probably did half a dozen sessions or so on the trot, and failed to find a barbel.
Put some bream.
Yeah, plenty of bream, and a really nice hide that I thought was a massive roach.
Your favourite fish, bream.
Yeah. We've had some good sessions for the barbel. One memorable one was probably the session that we did, the overnight session actually.
Yeah, that was crazy.
On the River Wharfe in Ullskelth. And I had a crazy run of fish at sort of like 1 o'clock in the morning till about 1:30. Yeah, just one after the other, and all a good stamp of fish. So that was probably my most memorable barbel session in terms of numbers anyway. In terms of weight, I had that massive barbel out of the River Don, which still not sure exactly what it weighed. I'm classing it as around 14 pound. It was a PB for me. Whether it was 14, whether it was 15 as the scale suggested, who knows, but they weren't my scales, and for me they couldn't be relied on. They were an old set of scales that weren't particularly great quality. But it's one of them situations that you really kick yourself about.
I know. Every time you bring them.
Yeah. I've got a really top quality set of Reuben Eaton scales that were in the car, and that day I'd gone in the van.
Yeah. Sod's law, isn't it?
Yeah. So you live and you learn, and I bought myself a second set, so that situation doesn't come along too often now.
We managed to get the members' days in. Yeah. We've had 2. We nearly had 3, but with the second restrictions, we couldn't do it. And they were both very, very wet. Yeah. But successful. Especially the first. The second one was a tough day. But the first one, everybody caught, apart from Todd that went home. Yeah. He'll like that bit. But it was tough for anybody really. If even in your waterproofs and an umbrella, you were still soaked, weren't you? Yeah. It was proper rainy. Yeah. And that's probably one of my memorable. Came third in that. If I'd have stayed, maybe figured it out a little bit earlier, could have done even better. But breaking the ton on a match is always a nice feeling.
Yeah.
So that was really good. And we will be bringing some more challenges next year. We've got a lot of thought processes, a lot of plans, a lot of things we want to do, potentially around the country.
We
don't want to give too much away. We had some other ideas involving car boot sales and things like that, but which are coming in the future. But obviously with everything that's gone on, we just have to wait until we can do those. We
do still want to bring that variety as well, the different types of fishing. And I know this year, we spoke in the summer about getting some predator sessions sorted out, and that was in the pipeline. We'd almost got to the stage of booking it, and of course, COVID changed the situation. Those restrictions didn't allow us to have that social gathering, organised event, and it was just unfortunate because it'd have been really nice to do that. And I think that we'd have been able to do it COVID safe, but you want to make sure that you're inside those guidelines, don't you? We don't want to be seen as doing the wrong thing. But I'm sure that as we kind of progress throughout the back end of this year and into next year, if the restrictions change, if we move into sort of a tier 2, there's a possibility that we could actually make it happen still.
We're not fully into pike season yet, are we?
No, we're not. No, it's fair to say we've not had a first hard frost. No. Had a couple of days where there has been a light frost.
Cold this morning.
yeah.
But so hopefully you enjoyed the video. We'll jump on for 2 seconds after, and let's roll the clips from 2020. I hope that you enjoyed that. It's nice to reminisce about a few of the really good things we've done this year. I've got a few shout outs. One, I want to thank Matt at Middleton from MIDI. They've been fantastic in supporting us this year with a giveaway which you'll see coming soon, but also for sending us stuff to test and obviously give those things away obviously to members as well, and it's just been really great for them to support us. And obviously ProGen again the same with sending us floats and things and elastics and things to test and to share on prizes for matches, and along with Monster Baits for sending baits and things like that. It's been really kind, especially when everybody's been under the gun with everything, with COVID. But my last thing is just thanking this man to my left, to your right, and that's Mr. Richardson. As always, devotes a hell of a lot of time to it, and I know he loves fishing, and I know he loves the thing. He loves angling for you, but it's we both commit a lot of his lives to doing it effectively, and that's how it gets run. And we're very precious of it in regards to making sure that the content's right, making sure that the atmosphere's right in the group, and I really do appreciate everything it does.
Probably the last point to mention then is a bit of a thank you to the members. This year has been a bit of an unusual year in terms of new members. It's fair to say that since lockdown we've gone through a bit of a spate where we've had lots and lots of new members joining the group, and with people sharing great content, and that's one of the things that does keep the group kind of ticking over. It keeps the posts going on, keeps people interested and gets people talking and kind of creating that community environment and community atmosphere on the group. Thanks to everybody that has contributed towards that, whether you've posted or whether you've just commented on some of the posts, etc. And keep it coming, because it is good. You'll always get that advice. Sometimes you'll get that constructive criticism about how you're doing things, and it might give you that thought about changing the way that you do things a bit differently and perhaps a bit better. But keep posting. Your content is always appreciated, whatever that happens to be, whether it's you explaining how the way that you go about things or whether it's you asking for advice and guidance. There'll always be somebody on the group that can help you out or offer some support.
And we're all learning, aren't we? At the end of the day, we're not professional pike fishermen, we're not professional barbel fishermen. It's all about learning, and it's great to see that people jump on really quickly, like you say, to post to help people out, and it's not anybody winding people up. It's genuine advice. And we always said day one, it's about quality, not quantity, and the group steadily ticked up into the 4,000s over the lockdown, and we believe that the majority of that is quality members rather than quantity. And same with the YouTube. I mean, we were at 3,800-ish subscribers, and now we're at 6 nearly, which is insane. That we've nearly doubled basically his YouTube subscriber following just for this year, which is mad. It really is mad, that. And we do appreciate that, because that's that sort of support that we've got, and us putting things out there allows us to do better and bigger things hopefully in the future. And that's the idea. So thank you very much from me, and
and me too, and keep the content coming, and hope you have a good Christmas and a great New Year. It's probably going to be different to most that you've had, but no doubt we'll all still be out on the bank over Christmas, over New Year, and into 2021.
So hopefully here's to a better 2021, and thanks a lot, guys. Tight lines.
Cheers.